So continuing on with our chain of events following from the Brown versus Board of Education decision, and that is the desegregation of Little Rock High School in 1958. 1957. The Southern response to the Brown versus Board of Education is well documented. We can see it in the Southern Manifesto. We can see it in the cries for states' rights. And it all kind of is exemplified in the Little Rock Nine, the desegregation of Little Rock, Arkansas High School. And in 1957, Governor Fabus used the National Guard to try to prevent 9 Black students from enrolling in the Little Rock High School, and that's what we call the Little Rock Nine. Eisenhower gets a phone call from the mayor of Little Rock asking him to protect these 9 Black students. Eisenhower reluctantly, and we're calling Ike Eisenhower, reluctantly sends in 1,000 of the Army paratroopers to protect those students as they try to enroll in the high school. And the soldiers are going to stay there for the rest of the school year just so these kids can go to classes, and the kids are going to be targeted. They're going to face racial discrimination every day. Angry white crowds are going to be there hurling terrible things in their direction, the constant threat of violence. The paratroopers, they're dispersing crowds with machine guns and bayonets. It is a scene, and the soldiers are going to stay there. But Southern governors and congressmen are going to lash out at Eisenhower, crying that this is a violation of, that's right, states' rights, because they wanted that state level right in order to violate the rights of the Black population. In other words, how dare you commit tyranny on our ability to commit tyranny? We want to take away their rights. How you dare take away our right to do that? Now, Eisenhower, again, not willing to really make a bold statement about race, claims that this had nothing to do with racial equality. It was about maintaining law and order, and that Governor Fabus had gone too far, too extreme in this. He was not even trying to promote social equality, saying that eventually that'll work out. I think his quote was that he wouldn't want his daughter to date one of them. In 1958, Fabus is so terrified of school integration that he actually closed the school rather than allow integration. This is where we see a lot of private schools and charter schools developing that are private and receiving some state funds in order to allow for segregation. It kind of becomes a thing throughout the South. This is going to lead into the second phase of the civil rights movement, which we're going to talk about more in the 1960s. Seeing the limitations of the NAACP and their legal method, right? Because it was the NAACP that had sponsored things like the Brown versus Board of Education challenge and had won that case, but they're seeing the response and the blowback to that and how the legal strategy was limited. Many African Americans wanted to take further direct action. We're going to see that happening in other ways, but one of the organizations that's important to remember, the Southern Christian Leadership Council, also called the SCLC. That's going to be led by Martin Luther King Jr., and they're going to have direct action. Direct action. Martin Luther King Jr. was not some passive figure. He didn't wait patiently. He had, through the SCLC, they're going to directly challenge segregation and racism. They're going to use nonviolent civil disobedience, but they're going to be aggressive in their nonviolence. They're going to go to places that they know will cause them harm so that they can have that recorded. It goes on TV, and that will change the will of the population when they see how bad this racism is and the effects that it has, not only on the Black people that are the cause of the victims of the violence, but also the impact that it has on even the white population in making them violent. So direct nonviolent civil disobedience is going to be used now over that legal challenge.